If you ever feel like everything is under your control, and suddenly it all starts slipping through your fingers, remember one thing. Collapse is never sudden. It's planned. If you like high-intensity, twist-filled stories like this, stay with me. Because this isn't just the story of a company. It's a story of betrayal, where every face is a suspect. Giada Moretti built her company, Velixer Tech, from zero. In Silicon Valley, survival itself is hard. But she didn't just survive. She dominated. And now, everything was falling apart right in front of her. Stock down 14%, Lucas Grant said, the company's so. And that's the third drop this week, added Olivia Hayes, head of strategy. This isn't normal volatility, Marcus Cole said, the lead data analyst. Media's already picking it up, Natalie Cruz said quietly, the PR head. Investors are panicking, Ethan Ross added, the board representative. Everyone in the room was talking. Everyone had an analysis. Giada was silent. Her eyes were locked on the screen. A red graph, falling again and again. With perfect timing. Stop. One word. The entire room went silent. Giada spoke slowly. Do you see the pattern? Everyone looked at the screen. First, nothing. Then Marcus zoomed in. And then, silence. This isn't random, he whispered. Lucas leaned forward. Every drop happens after internal events. Olivia quickly opened files. Board meetings, strategy shifts, private reports. Natalie spoke under her breath. But none of that information was public. Giada's eyes moved slowly across the room, one by one. Suddenly, everyone looked like a suspect. That night, Giada wasn't alone. But she was still alone. Behind the glass walls of her penthouse, the city was glowing. But inside there was only the light of screens, server logs, access trails, internal activity. Something was wrong. And she found it. Tiny anomalies, odd login timings, micro-latency spikes, shadow activity, so subtle it could be ignored, but sharp enough to never be accidental. Someone's watching us, she whispered, not breaking the system, just playing with it. The next morning, Giada made a decision. Bring him in. Ryan Blake. Simple name, but not a simple reputation. Elite hacker. System ghost. Pattern reader. Tension filled the room when he walked in. Lucas scanned him. Olivia looked skeptical. Marcus was curious. Natalie was uncomfortable. Ethan Ross. Completely silent. Ryan looked around the room once. Then said, "You think you've been hacked?" Giada answered directly. "I think something is wrong." Ryan gave a slight nod. "Good. Because if you were hacked, you'd already be dead." Awkward silence. The next 48 hours. Chaos escalated. Stocks kept falling. Media pressure intensified. Board calls became aggressive. And Ryan just observed. No drama. No explanation. Just silence. On the third day, Giada walked up to him. "Enough. Tell me something real." Without looking away from the screen, Ryan said, "Your system is clean." The room froze. "That's impossible," Lucas snapped. "We saw anomalies." Marcus added. "Yes," Ryan said calmly. "But no breach." "Then what the hell is happening?" Olivia demanded. Now Ryan turned. Slowly. His eyes stopped on Giada. "You're looking in the wrong place." He opened a new dataset. Stock trading activity. First glance, normal. At second glance, terrifying. "Zoom in," he told Marcus. Marcus zoomed. And then, no chaos, just dead silence. Repeated sell-offs. Same timing. Same reaction patterns. Perfect execution. Giada spoke slowly. "This is market behavior." Ryan cut her off. "No. This is manipulation." Now everyone was looking at each other. Lucas, Olivia, Marcus, Natalie, Ethan, every face. Suspect. Giada's voice turned cold. "If it's not a hack, then say it clearly." Ryan didn't blink. This is a setup. And the person doing this. His gaze moved across the room. Is sitting inside this company. And in that moment, everyone in the room felt the same thing. Next name. Could be theirs. Velixer Tech's conference room was no longer just a meeting space. It was a battlefield. Every face looked calm. But inside, everyone was afraid. 'Cause now, the enemy wasn't invisible. He was here. Everyone stays, Giada said coldly. No one moved. No one spoke. Ryan froze the data on screen. Repeated itself. After internal events. Perfect timing. This isn't a coincidence, Marcus said quietly. Lucas snapped. So you're implying one of us. Olivia cut him off. Everyone here has access. Natalie's voice trembled. But who would do this? And why? Ryan stayed silent, watching, observing, not looking for answers, reading reactions. Giada slowly walked around the table. Her eyes stopped on each person. Lucas loyal but aggressive. Olivia smart but secretive. Marcus brilliant but distant. Natalie emotional but nervous. Ethan Ross board representative. And the quietest of them all. We assume no one is innocent, Giada said clearly. The room shifted. Excuse me, Lucas snapped. That's an insult, Olivia said sharply. But Giada didn't stop. Until the truth comes out. Everyone is a suspect. Silence. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Ryan finally spoke. If someone inside is playing this game, they're not playing alone. All eyes turned to him. What do you mean? Marcus asked. Ryan opened another layer. External trading accounts. Multiple accounts. Different locations. Same pattern. Same timing. Same intent. This isn't one employee, Ryan said. This is coordinated. Natalie spoke softly. So, someone outside is involved too. Yes, Ryan said. And they're playing the market. Ethan Ross spoke for the first time. Who? Ryan didn't answer directly. He zoomed in on a name. Carter Holdings. Lucas narrowed his eyes. That's a hedge fund. Chicago-based. Olivia responded instantly. Liam Carter. Tension spiked. Giada took a deep breath. So the scenario is. She finished it herself. Someone inside is leaking information. And someone outside is using it to crash our stock. Ryan nodded. Exactly. Marcus said quietly. We should check logs, emails, access trails. Ryan stopped him. No. Everyone looked at him. You're looking for evidence. But whoever's doing this is smart. Olivia asked. Then what? A faint smile appeared on Ryan's face. We make them reveal themselves. Confusion. How? Giada asked. Trap, Ryan said. Lucas frowned. Explain. Ryan pulled up a new plan. We create fake internal information. Fake data. Marcus asked. Yes, Ryan said. Olivia's eyes lit up. And give each suspect different information. Natalie finished. So whoever leaks it is the culprit. For the first time. Felt like control was coming back. Do it, Giada said. But Ryan stopped her. One problem. What? She asked. Ryan looked straight into her eyes. If the culprit is powerful, they won't just react. They'll attack. And right then, Marcus's laptop pinged. Everyone turned. His face went pale. What happened? Lucas shouted. Marcus slowly turned the screen. Livestock graph. Velixer shares. Crashing. 20% down, he whispered. This isn't normal, Natalie said. He knows. Olivia breathed. Someone knows what we're doing. Lucas snapped. Giada's heart was racing. Ryan said quietly. The game has started. Now, this wasn't suspicion anymore. It was war. Inside Velixer Tech. No one trusted anyone anymore. Meetings weren't normal. Conversations weren't genuine. Every word, every glance, every pause, now created suspicion. Giada hadn't officially announced anything. But unofficially, everyone was playing a game. Ryan Blake's plan was simple, but dangerous. Give each suspect different fake information, he had said. Then wait and see who leaks. Marcus prepared 3 different financial projections. Lucas got a version where the company was planning a risky expansion. Olivia received a fake document about a secret merger. Natalie was given an internal crisis report. Something that could cause panic if it leaked to the media. Ethan Ross. He got the most sensitive version. Emergency liquidity issue. If that got out, the company would collapse instantly. This is too risky, Natalie said quietly. Giada gave only one response. We're already crashing. The plan was activated. And then, they waited. Day 1, nothing happened. Day 2, the market stayed stable. Day 3. Ryan suddenly called Marcus. Open the data. Marcus pulled up the trading logs. Ryan zoomed in. And then, his fingers stopped. Got it. Giada stepped closer. Who? Ryan turned the screen. It leaked. Was. The liquidity data. The room froze. Everyone's eyes slowly shifted toward one person. Ethan Ross. That's not possible. Ethan stood up immediately. I'm a board representative. Why would I destroy my own company? Stop, Giada said. Her voice wasn't loud. It was cold. Ryan spoke calmly. 17 minutes after the leak, Chicago-based accounts started heavy shorting. Marcus added instantly. Carter Holdings. Olivia whispered. So the connection is clear. Lucas slammed his hand on the table. Ethan, you're working with them? Ethan's breathing sped up. This is insane. You're framing me. Ryan stayed silent. Then he opened another layer. I didn't just track the leak. I tracked behavior. Everyone looked at him. Ryan turned to Ethan. You opened the file at 2:13 a.m. Yes, because And at exactly 2:17 a.m. An encrypted ping was sent to an external server. Silence. Natalie whispered. So, it's him. But then, Marcus's voice shook. Wait. Everyone turned. He zoomed into the screen. This IP. His eyes widened. This isn't Ethan's system. Kiss. What? Lucas shouted. Ryan leaned forward. His eyes sharpened. Interesting. Giada's voice cut through. Say it clearly. Ryan spoke slowly. The leak came under Ethan's identity. But he didn't do it. The game had just changed. Olivia stepped back. So someone is framing him. Natalie. But who? Ryan looked around the room. One by one. Reading faces. And then, his eyes stopped. Marcus. Who prepared the data? Ryan asked. Marcus hesitated. I did. Who managed access control? I did. Distribution logs. Went through me. The air in the room turned heavy. Marcus. Lucas said quietly. Marcus shook his head. No. This doesn't make sense. Ryan opened one final window. Hidden process log. This script was executed from your system. Silence. No one spoke. Giada looked straight into Marcus's eyes. Why? Marcus said nothing for a few seconds. And, slowly, he smiled. And that smile changed everything. Because, he said quietly, you were never supposed to win this game. The silence shattered. Natalie stepped back. Lucas exploded in anger. Olivia stood frozen. Marcus looked different now. Like this was who he had always been. Just hidden. You were watching the system, he said. But the real game was in the market. Giada's voice was cold. You're not alone. Marcus nodded. Of course not. Carter Holdings is just a piece. He looked at Ryan. You already know that. Ryan didn't respond. Just a faint smile. And in that moment, Giada realized something. This game wasn't over. This was just the first layer. Now there was no confusion in the room. Only truth. And that truth was dangerous. Marcus wasn't hiding anymore. He was in control. "You still think you've caught me," he said with a smile. Lucas stepped forward. "You destroyed this company." Marcus laughed. "Destroyed?" He shook his head. "No. I used it." "Carter Holdings," Olivia said slowly. "You're working with them." Marcus replied. "Working? Oz. I control them." The room froze again. "That's not possible," Natalie whispered. Marcus looked at Giada. "Market manipulation isn't random. It's psychology, timing, fear. Oz. And you were the perfect target." Giada spoke for the first time. "Why me?" Marcus smiled deeper. "Because you built something predictable. And predictable systems always get exploited." Ryan finally stepped forward. "You're smart," he said. Marcus looked at him. "And you're dangerous." Their eyes locked. Two players, finally recognizing each other. "Enough," Giada said. Her voice was steady. "You've done what you came to do, Oz. Now it's my turn." Marcus laughed. "Really?" He pointed at the screen. "Your stock is collapsing. Investors are panicking. The media has already destroyed you." Giada walked toward him slowly. "You made one mistake, Marcus." He raised an eyebrow. "Oh." Giada turned the laptop toward him. Live market data. But this time, something was different. Ryan spoke calmly. "You thought we were setting a trap, Oz. But the real trap was for you." Marcus's expression changed. For the first time. "Explain." Ryan zoomed in. "In the last 24 hours, we planted signals." Olivia added. "Fake panic indicators." Lucas. "Controlled leaks." Natalie. "Media manipulation." Marcus whispered. "Impossible." Ryan said quietly. "You used a strategy, Oz. We used the same one against you." On screen, Carter Holdings trades appeared. Heavy positions. Aggressive shorting. The market was reversing. "Yes." "Wait," Marcus whispered. Ryan continued. "You thought we were falling. But actually, Oz, we were bringing you down." The graph spiked. Velixer's stock. "Shut up." Marcus stepped back. "No, this is wrong." Lucas smirked. "How does panic feel now?" Olivia said. "You controlled the market. But you underestimated emotion." Ryan delivered the final blow. "And your biggest mistake, Oz. You thought you were the only smart one." Marcus stared at the screen. His positions. Trap. Losses. Massive losses. Giada said quietly. "Game over." Ryan shook his head slightly. "Not yet." Everyone looked at him. Ryan continued. "This isn't just financial. We tracked your trades. Your connections. Your accounts." Natalie whispered. "The media is ready." Olivia. "The SEC already has the data." Marcus's breathing grew heavier. Giada looked into his eyes one last time. "You used my company, Oz. Now I'll make you an example." Silence filled the room. But this time, it wasn't fear. It was victory. And Marcus, for the first time, had lost. Some losses happen quietly, and some collapse in front of the entire world. Marcus Cole's downfall was the second kind. 48 hours later, the entire financial world was talking about one name, Velixer Tech. But this time, not as a victim. Breaking headlines were everywhere. Massive market manipulation exposed. Hedge fund Carter Holdings under investigation. Insider trading network uncovered. The press release Natalie Cruz prepared wasn't just information. It was a carefully crafted attack. Every detail, every transaction, every connection was made public. Marcus's name was no longer hidden. Clips were everywhere. His trades, his secret accounts, his connections to Carter Holdings. And most powerful of all, internal evidence. The data Ryan Blake had collected wasn't just proof. It was destruction. It's over, Marcus said quietly. He no longer looked like the confident man he once was. His voice had broken. Giada Moretti stood in front of him. Shaken. No, she said softly. This is just the beginning. Marcus looked at her. And for the first time, there was fear in his eyes. You don't understand, he said. This game, you can't win it. Giada smiled slightly. I didn't win the game. I changed the rules. Silence. The SEC investigation had officially begun. Carter Holdings offices were being raided. Counts frozen. Assets blocked. Lucas Grant said quietly. The market is stabilizing. Olivia Hayes added. Investors are coming back. Marcus slowly turned to the screen. Velixer's stock was rising steadily. The same graph that had once been falling was now climbing. But this time, no one else was controlling it. Marcus looked at Giada one last time. You really think this is over? Giada answered without hesitation. For you, yes. Security entered. Marcus didn't resist. He just stood there, like he knew. This was inevitable. As he was being taken away, he looked at Ryan. You planned this from the beginning. Ryan gave a slight nod. You started it. I finished it. Marcus was gone. The room fell silent. But this silence was different. It was calm. We won, Natalie said softly. Giada didn't respond immediately. She walked toward the window. The city below was alive, as if nothing had happened. No, she said quietly. We survived. Ryan stepped beside her. Difference, he asked. Giada kept looking outside. Survival teaches you. And next time. She turned toward him. We won't be the target. Ryan smiled slightly. Next time, he said. We start the game. The camera slowly pulls back. Glass walls, city lights, and at the center, company, fell, and came back more dangerous than ever. But the real question isn't whether Giada won. The real question is, if you were in her place, would you have recognized the enemy hiding among your own people? Because the real attack doesn't always come from the outside. Sometimes, it's sitting right next to you. If this story made you think, even for a second, if it felt less like a story and more like a real game, then go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, who did you suspect first? Because in the next story, you might be the one deciding who the villain really is.